Hi everyone, so today we're going to talk about adverbs, another part of speech. So adverbs are words that describe um, verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. So we're going to talk about how they work with verbs. So we know that there are action verbs and then there are helping verbs. So adverbs work with action verbs. So a verb is a word that tells us what someone or something is doing, right? So adverbs tell us how they do it, or when they do it, or where they do it, right? So if we look at this example here, it says Ethan sleepily changed into his pajamas. And we have the verb here, changed. That's what he's doing. That's what Ethan is doing. How is he doing it? He's doing it sleepily, so that's the adverb. So sleepily is describing changed. The adverb is describing the verb. Right, so sleepily, the adverb, shows us how Ethan changed. He did it sleepily. Okay, let's look at another example. Or before we move on to another one, just know that here, sleepily comes before changed. The adverb comes before the verb that it describes. But it doesn't have to. There can be words in between, like in this one. Ethan changed into his pajamas sleepily. So here our verb is still changed. And how did he change? He did it sleepily, right? In what way did he do it? He did it sleepily. So the adverb here, sleepily, is still modifying or describing the verb changed. It doesn't matter that there's words in between. They don't have to be right next to each other like they are in this example. And in fact, the adverb sometimes can come before the verb, like in this sentence. Sleepily, Ethan changed into his pajamas, right? So sleepily is still describing how he changed, so it's still the adverb. It's just in a different place. All right. Sometimes adverbs, that's how adverbs tell us how we do things. Sometimes they tell us when, right? Like in yesterday. Yesterday is an adverb. Yesterday, Jacob played with his new Xbox. So played is our verb. This is what Jacob is doing. So that's our action verb. How, when, or where did he do it? Well, we know he did it yesterday. That's the when. So since it answers that question, when did he play? It's our adverb. And again, they can be in any place in the sentence. Luke finished his painting today. So finished is the verb. When did he finish? Today. So today is the adverb that describes or modifies the verb finished. Outside, Dave saw a monster. So here's saw, that's what Dave did. So when, or how, where, or when? Outside tells us where. So that is an adverb. Mike draws cartoons regularly. What is Mike doing? He's drawing, right? So draws is our verb. How, when, or where? Regularly. Regularly tells us about draws. All right, sometimes, so that's when adverbs describe verbs. Sometimes adverbs describe adjectives, as in, the deer is very happy today. Here, happy is our adjective, and we've already worked on identifying adjectives. So this is where what you learned yesterday, is going to help you out with today, and what you learned today is going to help you out with tomorrow. So you always want to stay caught up here. So finding your adjective happy, right? And we know it's the adjective because it's describing the noun deer. Now, is there anything that tells us more or describes happy? Yes, very, because it answers this to what degree, like very or extremely or slightly, right? Those are adverbs that would describe adjectives. So, very happy. Here's another example of that. Elijah is extremely excited. So here, excited is our adjective, and the word that's telling us to what extent. How excited is he, right? That's going to be our adverb, extremely. He's extremely excited. There are other adverbs that would fit, right? We could say he's kind of excited, and kind of together is an adverb, those two words used together. We could say he's slightly excited. We could say he's not excited, right? Not is an adverb. So when it tells us to what degree, just how excited is he, just how happy is he, right? Or this one too, James' shoes are kind of smelly, right? Smelly is the adjective that describes shoes. To find the adverb, you have to find the word that's describing the adjective, smelly. How smelly are they? Well, they're kind of smelly. So let's be grateful they're not extremely smelly, right? So here are some more adverbs. Incredibly, quite, pretty, absolutely, rather, somewhat, kind, less, a little, fairly. And you can see how they all do the same job, right? Elijah is extremely excited. Elijah is incredibly excited. He's quite excited. He could be pretty excited. He could be absolutely excited. He's rather excited, somewhat excited, right? You can see that. All right, so that is your lesson, and when you go into No Red Ink, you will see that, so you can review it on your own and at your own pace if you'd like. The lesson, or the practice, sorry, that was the lesson. The practice is here. This says, oh, it's going off my screen a little bit. That's all right. The bold word is an adverb. Which verb does it describe? So this says, Christoph laughed nervously after the president told a joke. So I know nervously is my adverb. It's not asking you to identify the adverb. What it's asking you to do is identify what is this adverb describing. So what was done nervously? Here, of course, he laughed nervously. So I would choose laugh and submit my answer. Yay, I'm right. And it would go to the next one. Okay, so this is your assignment for today. If you have questions or concerns, you need any help, please Google Meet with me. I'd be happy to help.